Lord of the Seas, Ruler of the Roofs, Conqueror of the Kitchens. Ooh, yeah, baby. Here we are. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Let's come on in. Let's get some subscribes. Let's get some likes. Let's do some things. Let's go. Ooh, wait. Look at this. Ooh, puppeteering. Ooh, wait. Look at this guy. Scary. Ooh. Happy Halloween, everybody. Happy Halloween. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. What to do? One of the Halloween decorations. Halloween's my favorite holiday. Always will be. Always has been. One of the best times of the year for me. Is he? The sea lions love Halloween. Yee. Well. Let's see. What do we have here? Ooh. Ooh. Look at that. A Ouija board. Sea lions and Ouija boards. What do you think? Is this something we should play with? What do you think? I don't know. Hmm. Well, let's see. We're looking at the stuff. We're looking at let's see. Looking at our I got one of these set up. If anybody ever wants to donate, you can go to my throne and you can I made a wish list. I made a wish list. See? Look, here's some things that you could donate to me. These are some things that could help the channel. Wouldn't that be cool? It'd be really cool to look at the channel and have all these cool things, like the dark magician type stuff. Ooh wee! And then maybe a pretty green background. Wow! Sea Lion would love that. Me! I'm Sea Lion. I'd love all that stuff. But it's up to you. You don't have to donate. You don't have to. It would be cool though. They really neat. Let's see. Oh, here we go. We're on the move. Cheese. I got some cheese. Oh. Oh. Oh, wow. Look at here. I found something special. Hold on. Hold on. We're going to get them all set up. Wowee. Look. I found a narwhal. He's part of the sea lion family. Yes, he is. Look at all that cat hair. I'm on PlayStation 2. Oh, sure is dark. Oh, it sure is dark. Oh, who is this? Meow. Squeakers. I found a Suki. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Here I am. It's me, the sea lion. You see? I found Suki. There she is. Little Suki. Suki sea lion. Hey, baby. What you doing? Trying to get some snacks? Gonna get some treats? Ooh. You hungry for treats? Hungry? Gonna go eat your treats? Get your foods. Yummy.
Maybe they think it is. It's gonna, throw something, you know, some kind of public opinion Diddy's way. It's is stupid. That would be one of the last person I would have come up there to support me,
Let me
knowing
get a like.
his relationship with the Jewish population.
Whoa.
Stuff that he said about the Jewish population. Why would you have that man come up in the court and say anything on your behalf?
Yeah. I get what he's saying.
That Kanye, he was a part of one of Diddy Freako. The same that's a baby mom of a famous rapper, right?
Yeah, it's Jane Doe. You can't mention her name, bro. You understand? She does have a child by a well-known rapper. That's what they saying in court.
Okay.
That's what they said in court. But it's a 50-50 chance that you can guess it. Who that might be. Don't know. It's a 50-50 chance that anybody probably can guess who that might be. You know what I'm saying? You could probably order something to eat from Uber Eats and have it delivered to Queens. To figure that one out, don't.
Nick Cannon?
I want you to listen to
Drake?
the voicemail by Puffy that he sent to,
Drake? Is it Drake?
Baby by Finish Record. Listen to the first one where he calls her, crack paint. That's the nickname he gave her because the sex was so good that he was addicted to it.
Ugh.
Hey, baby, we had a great time. Stay in the light. It's all good. Get your rest. You are hype. That's my new name for you, hype. Or should I call you CP?
Ew.
But yeah, I want you to stay in the light. You know what I'm saying? We had a very, very good time together. Like so much fun. So much fun. Now go.
That's disgusting, man.
Get in your bag.
What a disrespectful, fucking repugnant dickhead.
You know what I'm saying? Got your contract.
Jeez.
Find a nice little spot. Put your mind at ease. And yeah, I had a great time. And I really, really want you to get some rest. I didn't know what you're throwing up and all that. That's when I was like, hold up a second. All right, get some rest, baby. Love. So if you come into 24 hours, yeah, you always wanted to set some up. So now you got the opportunity to set some up for tomorrow night. That last vision.
That's P. Diddy talking.
Dawn and ATL. See, put it together, baby.
That's a recording of P. Diddy. That was a recording of P. Diddy. Right there. If y'all are cool with what y'all are watching, let me get a like. Let me get some likes, y'all. Let me get some likes. I'm not gonna keep doing this if y'all don't like it. I can change the channel. I can put it on something different. But let me get some likes. Let me get some likes. No likes? No likes for me? No likes for me? No likes for Baby Flash? Come on, y'all. Why are y'all being stingy with likes? I don't understand. Why can't y'all just like the video? It only takes a second to click like. I don't understand that. Okay, it's back on. Y'all want to keep watching it or not? Seriously. Y'all want to keep watching this? If y'all want to keep watching it, let me get a like. Gene Deal exposes details about week 5 of Diddy trial. If y'all want to keep watching this and listen to this story, let me get a like. If not, I can play Elden Ring. If y'all want me to play Elden Ring, give me a like. Y'all want me to play Elden Ring, give me a like. Completely discount this right here.
I'm completely discounting this Diddy shit. If y'all would like me to play Elden Ring, give me a like. Give me a thumbs up. If y'all would like me to continue to watch and listen to this stuff on the Diddy trial, comment on in the chat. Say something in the chat if y'all want me to keep looking at the Diddy trial stuff. If y'all want me to play Elden Ring, give this video a like. I'll play Elden Ring. I'll even play Elden Ring with one of y'all. If one of y'all want to play Elden Ring with me, let me know. I'll play with you. I got Night Rain. If y'all want to play Night Rain, give the video a like. Give me your screen name and I'll play with you. Okay, we're gonna keep watching the video.
Diddy done turned into a straight pimp, huh, man? That's crazy. He was calling honey crack pipe.
That's wild. That's
he was
disgusting.
calling crack pipe, man. He said it was like crack deal. Oh my God, man. Yeah, but listen here, man. They gotta stop throwing old boy name under at that. He has stopped dealing with honey for a long time. You understand? Because you have a child by somebody, that don't mean that person represents you. You understand? You know, he was a sperm donor. Basically. You understand? I feel sorry for the child. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, what up, Spitfire?
What
Spitfire!
to go through.
Hey!
You understand? But, you know, everybody...
Spitfire! Hey!
He who he is...
I love you! Welcome to the channel! Thanks for stopping in!
Half of us...
My hat's off to you!
And that...
Thanks for coming in. I'm checking out stuff about this Diddy trial.
Don't know who he is. But... he don't have nothing to do with honey. Other than the fact that he's trying to safeguard his son.
Who is Honey?
Because that's his son.
I don't know who Honey is.
You understand what I'm saying? That's some whole psychological man, that can F a kid up for life, bro. That can F a kid up for life. But then he sound like some kind of Timu pimp.
Timu pimp?
You understand? He sound like one of them Timu pimps. No game at all.
I get what he's saying.
But that's how he can talk to you. When you got a lot of money, I guess you can talk like that. But that was crazy corny, man. But they used that in court because they was talking about coercion.
Coercion.
You know and by him, you know, leading them into that and having them like that, they were showing that, you know, he was Papa Pimp, Diddy Pimp, Papa Diddy Pimp.
Papa Diddy Pimp.
And that's what they got out of that shit, bro. That's crazy right there. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But
Papa Diddy Pimp.
I just feel bad for the kid, bro. You understand? You know, I feel bad for her for having to think that she had to put herself in that type of position. You know what I'm saying? And allowing a man to coerce you to be in that type of position when you had other avenues that you probably could have.
This is what I'm watching. Gene Deal exposes details about week 5 of Diddy trial. Gene Deal exposes details about week 5 of Diddy trial. If y'all don't know who Gene Deal is, Gene Deal was Diddy's bodyguard for years back in the day. This guy worked for Diddy. He was his bodyguard. But ever since a couple years back, shit went down. Him and Jaguar been coming out spilling all the tea.
No Diddy. Go down, went down. You know what I mean? So my whole thing about it was this, bro. She was taping everything. It seemed like when dude, she had so many tapes. It's a lot of tapes that they let come in, bro. She has tapes on old boy that the trial would have been over. The trial would have been over, but they didn't let them. They didn't let those things come in there. You could hear part of it. You know, they stop it. Then they say the defense team will jump up and say objection, objection, this, that, and the third. When the prosecutor, you know, it's certain things they try to sneak
Objection,
in.
objection, this, that, and the third. Do.
Sea
lion.
Go down that road, but this trial would have been over a long time. Whereas that, and I still predict that he's going to ask them for a deal.
Ask.
He didn't take the first one. He's going to ask them for a deal. The only reason he hadn't did it yet, bro, the only reason he ain't asked for a deal yet is because he know they trying to take all his. They trying to take whatever money Combs Global made, Bad Boy made, and bring it. If they didn't have that as being a part of this whole trial thing, he probably would have took the time. But because
Well, this is brand new.
This is brand new footage, by the way. This is only 12 hours old. So I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for this. I might get in trouble for this. I hope I don't. I really hope I don't get in trouble for this, because I already got copyright strikes. Shit. Oh man. I mean, you would think with all the breaking up of me switching camera angles and going back and forth, and you know, me pulling this up over the screen, it's enough to where it's not copyright. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
they say that he used his money from his organizations, his companies, his incorporations.
I'm pretty much doing a react, but
They want to take everything because he uses money to commit crimes. So that don't sound like no boardroom shit. That sounds like some straight T-move pimps.
And listen to the second where, you know, he leaves a voicemail, you know, mad that she was ignoring.
ooh, Diddy about to get angry.
I really don't know what's going on with you, but I just want to just give you a heads up that I'm about to really disappear on you. You feel me? I'm not going to be playing these games with you at all. At all. So I don't know if you think you silent treating me, and you think I'm going to be, nah. You'll have a rude awakening. You'll just have silence. And ain't nobody threatening you, and I ain't trying to go back and forth with no woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I ain't got no time for no more games. Where my life is at right now, I don't have no time for no games, baby girl. Me and you could be mad, I can have a spat, we can have whatever. Then after that, you better get on your job. That's really, that's all it is. Cause you got me on my job. Nah, it ain't never gonna work like that over here. You know what I'm saying? I was trying not to leave this message, but you have left me no choice. Hey,
Diddy butthurt.
Diddy butt be hurting.
You go in the direction of like moving on and like that, or you like just like have me just keep moving. Ain't no threat. I'm just being clear. I can't do this shit with you every time you get upset.
Diddy butt be hurting.
Papa Diddy, pimp, Papa Diddy, pimp, Papa Diddy, pimp, Papa Diddy, Puff Daddy. Lost
Whatever.
his damn mind. Man, listen, he having a
Punk.
conversation with somebody that he dealing
Punk
with
Diddy.
right there, man. But I still don't see how that should affect somebody that somebody left alone. You understand? And had he not be who he was, people wouldn't be saying nothing about it. You understand? If it was just another Joe Blow who gave her a baby, nobody would be saying nothing like he should feel a certain way. I don't think he should feel a certain way for her and about her. I think he should feel a certain way that she allowed this dude to make her in something that she probably had in her. She probably had that in her already. And because if a dude like Puff can bring it out of you, you understand what I'm saying? You know, you had it in you anyway. That's money and that's prestige that's got you doing crazy shit. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? That ain't got nothing to do with what he's talking about. You understand? That ain't got nothing to do with game. You know what I'm saying? And then he's talking about, yo, you got a job. So evidently, they came up with some kind of contractual agreement that she has to do certain things.
Let me get a like.
And he can't say that that's not a threat when he said, yo, you'll just come up silence.
You guys like the video?
Silence, what you dead? You know what I'm saying? That could be taken in a lot of different directions.
Like the video.
Because then
Subscribe to my
You come
channel.
up silent, and then he said, that ain't no threat. When somebody threaten you and say that ain't no threat, it's a threat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He dead wrong for that one.
He did wrong.
To answer your question, I don't think old boy, other than something might have to do with the safety of his son, give two in a shake about what was going down with old girl. I don't think he had a problem with that at all. You understand? That's Diddy talking to somebody he's dealing with. That's Diddy talking to somebody that's working for him, because evidently she's working for him. She's doing freak offs for him, whether she like it or not.
But can you imagine how her baby daddy feel listening to that, bro?
No, I can't imagine how he feel, bro. Because when you don't give an F about somebody, you don't have no feelings about them.
Yeah.
Why would he have any feelings about that? You understand? You know, I don't understand how when you move on, you move on. You understand? You put certain things in God's hands and you move on. Dude don't have no feelings for her. If he did, he had enough money, he had enough time that he could have probably scooped her back up if he wanted her. I don't believe he wanted her.
Could have did the sculptable.
He was blessed with a son from her. Move on.
Wait.
And I don't think it should be an issue. I don't think people should be coming up like that. And then I know what people are going to say. Hey, Gene always taking up for or Gene is... Gene always taking up. You got to cut that out, bro. You hear me? You got to cut that out. All right? Yo, Gene, I'm going to do it a different way. Gene always taking up for 50% of them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes. Gene always taking up for 50% of them guys, man. You understand? But, you know, it ain't that. It's just the fact that, you know, you could tell in his
Frankie!
life, from that, he taking care of his son, and he don't have nothing to do with
Frankie,
it.
what up, homie?
You know what I'm saying? His beef is with...
Don't say...
More so, you only doing this to spite me.
I'm gonna say this one time. Don't say that.
Like
don't speak
because
like
you got
that.
a problem with me, and you can't get at me. So you're gonna take it out on my son's mother. And if my son is hurting from this is the only problem he would be having. You understand? If my son is hurting from this, if his son even knew about it. You understand? Then now you gotta see me.
To me, that word is disrespectful.
Because you're doing this to be spiteful, brother. You can
So
do
please don't use
it may
that
be
word.
wrong,
It's
but you got a lot
disrespectful
of
to
other
me.
chicks you could probably do this to. But you're doing this to my son's mother. So I got a problem with that. And that's the only reason, the only thing I think this dude would have a problem with. You understand? If it ever comes back and his son has to be faced or know some stuff and it hurts his son. And oh boy ain't the dude that, and I know it changes over time, but these cats don't understand that people come out of retirement.
That's real talk, man. But tell me if I'm wrong, but the prosecutors, they the ones that asked for the voicemails to come out, right?
I said it earlier. What happened was is that the defense opened the door for the prosecution to come in because they tried to make it seem like that Jane Doe that's on the witness stand, who's been on the witness stand all week, half of last week and all of this week. You understand? She just left yesterday night? Last night? She just left. Well, anyway, she's been on the witness stand. So what happened was is that the defense tried to make it seem like after the Cassie lawsuit and everything like that, she was been making up lies and everything. So the prosecution is saying no, she's not making up lies because she said this way before Diddy got arrested, way before Diddy went to jail, and we didn't make her say this, and the defense was trying to make it seem like they made her say this. You understand? So had they would have opened up the door and the judge would allow them to listen to the tapes, that means all the stuff that she was saying to Diddy, all the things that she was saying back in 2023, before the arrest or before all this, it would have been put into record. It would have been put into, that would have been the end of him, bro. But the judge saved him. The judge saved him because it was case law in the federal court that saying that they couldn't bring that up because it had no bearings on what the prosecution, the defense team was saying to Jane Doe regarding her testimony and testifying and receiving immunity from the prosecution. Because, you know, she got immunity too. All the witnesses up there that came up there, it's like 5 or 6 people got immunity, bro. They have immunity. So she had
That's
immunity.
crazy.
They're trying to say
And they could have done some fucked up shit too
because she
now.
has immunity, she's gonna come up there and lie on Diddy. But then the stuff that she was saying, she said it way before Cassie and the lawsuit that came down. She said it in 2003. 2023. So they was trying to Miss Comey, she was trying to get that opened up and the judge wouldn't open it up. Which the defense team opened up the window and they should have been allowed to hear the tapes, but the judge wouldn't let them allow to hear it.
What?
So that's what that was about. That was about, if the prosecution would have got that tape in there, then he would have had to beg for a plea. He would have had to. There was no reason for them to go any further.
Why do you think her testimony is longer than Cassie's? Because she's been up there for almost 2 weeks.
Her testimony is longer than Cassie's because you got to realize she is not only testifying for herself, she's testifying about some of the stuff that happened to Cassie. So it's like whatever Cassie said, she was going through the same thing. So the prosecution had to let the jury know that, okay, Cassie was sex trafficking. You understand? Which we only need one. That this has some barriers. This has some sex trafficking too. Even though they was in love, just look at the same coercion. Look at the same. Not. I'm not gonna pay your rent. You understand?
Yeah.
Or you're not gonna get
Yeah.
your rent money if you don't do these freak offs.
Yeah.
The same that she was doing with Cassie and the music and everything like that. That's why her she was overstaying so long, because you think Cassie went through some stuff. She went through probably just as much stuff as Cassie, and she didn't have a 10-year run like Cassie. She went through just as much stuff as Cassie, brother.
Damn.
How you feeling personally after hearing her testimony? How you feeling about the case?
That's crazy.
My opinion on the case is
That's
that
the Jane Doe in the Diddy case that he's talking about.
Diddy don't have.
You're saying that the Jane Doe went through way worse than Cassie went through.
Like an Ice Cube got a chance, or a Snowball got a chance in hell.
Who?
Right now, the people that they're going to bring in on this following week that's coming up, the grave has already been digged. You already got your coffin. They about to put the nails in it. And they're going to rest their case. I believe they might rest their case before the end of next week, bro.
Oh, shit.
I don't think it's going to go another week or so. Not another 2 weeks. They was talking about July. I don't think it's been the first week in July. I don't think it's going to go that far. I think it might go until the end of next week. I think the prosecution going to rest their case the end of next week, because they're going to stick the fork in him. He's going to be done.
All right.
I like I said before, I believe that if he had any sense, he might got money and stuff put away, jewelry and all this stuff, in safety deposit box or whatever like that. His kids might have enough money, this, that, and the third. But I truly believe he's going to take a plea. You understand? I believe that he don't have a chance, because they've already proven the sex trafficking with the prostitutes being paid. They've already proved coercion and racketeering by using your companies to pay for prostitutes, to pay for drugs.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I don't see no way possible for him to get out of jail. I believe that the prosecution had already proven their case. That and some. They just about finna stick a fork in him to make sure he's done.
See, but I want to ask you about Diddy assistant Christina. You was telling me that she knew what Diddy was doing, right?
Well, listen here, man. Christine, D-Rock, and probably Paul are all.
Is anybody there? Hello? Would anybody like to say hello to the sea lion?
Now,
Anybody like to have a conversation with the sea lion?
9 times out of 10,
Anybody?
they might bring Christine Cohen in. The
Hello?
way she has been brought up. She could tie
Sea
everything
lion
together.
conversations?
She's saying that she didn't know about the freak off,
Late night
but
sea
yet still
lion?
she had to clean up the hotel room
Early
and have
morning
people
sea
over there
lion
to clean up the hotel room.
conversations? Huh?
She had to pay
What's
the
that?
some
Got
of
anything to say?
the prostitution. Prostitutes was paid in cash. She had to get the money for the cash and stuff like
Gotta
that.
get the money.
And the hotel people said that not one time that if it wasn't approved by Diddy himself, it had to be approved. Everything had to be approved by Christine. All the freak offs and everything had to be approved by her. So they're gonna bring her in, bro. They're gonna have to bring her in to tie everything up this week. So the defense can't bring her in, because if the defense bring her in, that gives the prosecution a time to like, yeah, okay, we can get her now.
We can get her.
You understand? But if she come in for the prosecution, then that means she flipped on Diddy. That means she flipped on Diddy. And if she flipped on Diddy, we know she knows where to turn all the stones at. She knows how to turn all the stones. So she might have to come in as either a co-conspirator, you know, and that means that and that she's going to get immunity, and she won't be tried as a co-conspirator. But if they have her as a co-conspirator, she'll be tried like Diddy. But if they give her immunity because, you know, she was a co-conspirator, she's gonna have to, you know, tell everything, show them where all the things are hid, because they said that she was his right-hand man, a right-hand woman. Did nothing move without her. But she wrote a letter that she didn't know anything about the freak-offs. She didn't know anything about anybody being abused, which was a lie, because Cassie said that she was there a time or two when Puff did some things. Or they had conversations on the phone about it. They had conversations on the phone about it, brother. So how's she gonna say that she didn't know nothing about it when she's got tape that she knew
Freak
something
of
about?
phone call conversations with the P Diddler. Oh me, crazy
Did they talk to Kim
days.
Kardashian? Oh yeah, like when they got those phones, bro. You know, they did a trace on everybody who was having conversations and everything like that. So now, the Kardashians, Kim,
They got them Kardashian booties.
with Puff, Cassie, what's her name? Christine, the personal assistants and everything like that. All that stuff, the feds have it. But I believe that they trying not to release certain things, bro, to save face on people for either their political power or their prestige in Hollywood. Because it's a lot of stuff that's not.
See, I agree on that too.
That they have.
I think there's a lot of this shit with the P Diddy trial that's not getting put out because there's a lot of political shit, a lot of political leaders tied into this shit.
So you believe they hired some big names?
Yeah, bro. It's
Biden's and
you
Trump's,
can't say that.
Clinton's.
You know, you have parties with Prince Charles.
Prince Charles.
You have
You know.
You got parties with all these influential, these rappers, these politicians, and he don't have none of them on tape. And they took 265 tapes out of his 265 tapes out of videotapes out of his house. You just got the stuff with Cassie them on. Yo, did you know that? And I believe the federal government set him up on this one, bro. Is that they found the tape in Diddy's house. Well, Diddy found the tape in his house. Did you hear about that?
I ain't hear about that. Tell me about that.
After they did the raid and everything in one of his house, he found the tape. No, he found the phone. He found the phone in his house. After they did a raid in his house, he found one of the phones, and he said that, yo, he called Christine Cohen. This is why she could be a co-conspirator too. He called her and said, yo, they left a phone. And this phone got a lot of stuff on it. Now, when they had a warrant for his whole video and his phones and all this stuff like that, you're supposed to turn everything over. You're supposed to turn everything over.
Oh, shit.
He didn't turn it over. So now, what is he doing? He obstructing justice.
Obstructing justice, yeah.
The prosecution was trying to get that in, and because he had a phone call. And this had to do with that September the 9th, what was, I said it was the 6-9, that phone. This had something to do with that.
Oh
So now,
shit.
they was trying to get that tape that he had said in his own words to Christine Cohen that he found the phone, like they had left the phone, or they missed. I believe they planted the phone, bro.
Yeah, they planted that phone.
There,
They planted that
just
shit.
in case. There's no way they're gonna raid your whole house
Clean.
and they're gonna turn over everything and leave one phone. And then he found the phone. I think they was trying to bag him then. I really think they was trying to bag him.
Uh-huh.
I think they was trying to bag him on that. So I believe that they were trying to get at him in a way where it's that if they lose the case, they could come up and say, yo, listen here. He was obstructing justice.
Yeah.
He never turned over the tape.
100%.
He never turned over the phone. And we got proof he had the phone.
He obstructed justice. Yep. That's right.
But the judge wouldn't let it in. It was for some reason from case law that the judge didn't let it in. If the judge had let that in, that's obstruction of justice, plain and simple right there. That was real big. That was a big thing that happened this week. And I don't understand why the judge did not let that conversation with him and Christine.
That's crazy.
And the lawyers was trying to say that was client and attorney privilege information.
No.
So, but it wasn't.
No, hell
you
no.
understand? Because he called his personal assistant first.
Yeah.
He didn't call his lawyer about it and told his personal assistant about the stuff that was on there. So they let that rock, and that's one of the things that the defense won this week. The defense won this week, and it was crazy.
That's crazy.
They was trying to line him up then.
Yo, man, if you ever been in, well, I ain't gonna say you, but I've been in where you search somebody's house, they find everything, bro. You gotta have trap doors. You got trap doors. They got all kinds of tools and X-ray things that they can look behind walls and all this stuff like that. And they left one phone, and that phone happened to have a lot of stuff on it. And I believe the federal government left that on purpose.
Crazy.
To try to get him in obstruction of justice.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. But
This shit's
how do you think people feel?
This shit's crazy, man. I can't believe, man. We live in a weird ass fucking timeline, bro. We are on a fucked up timeline.
Right now, I believe not only that I would say people hate him, people just think that he's probably one of the nastiest MFs that ever was in the industry. Ever, bro. Some of the stuff that these guys are hearing that he's doing, I know they turn in their head that they was hugged up, kissing them all on the cheek. They kissing each other on the cheek and everything like that. I know these guys who they feel disgusted because now if you did an after party with Diddy, they know it's a possibility that you could have had another man energy on you. And I ain't talking about no energy drink. You could have had another man energy all on you. So now they looking funny, man. And then now with the fact that you know what he did to women and how he did women, you know, which is disgusting. I don't know any pimp that I know back in the past that did some of the stuff that he did. Dude was violent, bro. And I don't know if it was because that he hate women or he loved women.
I think it's because he hate women.
It's something that he really needs to get some psychological help behind. But the public, he can never be in the public eye again, bro. He better go to Valley with Russell Simmons whenever he get out of jail. Because he can never come back from this, bro. Not at all. You know, so guys are looking mad funny in the face now after all the stuff that this guy did over the years, and people been partying with him, and people been, going on trips, this, that, and that. I even get the same thing, Mike. You know, people look at me like, yo, I don't believe he stayed clean. I don't believe he did this. He did something like. Listen to me, because I'm the one who choose to come out with the information and let people know what he was doing to the people around us. You understand? I'm not the only one that know this information. You understand? There were other officers there. You understand? And they didn't jeopardize their job like I didn't jeopardize my job. You understand? You do some things for the sake of security. You understand? But you don't jeopardize your job when you see somebody beating a woman and you don't step in and do nothing or say nothing.
Yeah.
Or stop it. It just don't happen. When you respect who you are, you respect women, and you respect what you do for a living.
Yep.
Because I'm bodyguarding him, I might have to protect other people from him if I see him doing something that's stupid like that. That's my job. Not to allow you to get yourself in trouble or me.
Mm-hmm.
So when the people don't believe that I was that stand-up dude that didn't have a problem with checking him, see, they don't know the whole story, Mike. They don't know that they offered me to be a bad boy security, a personnel, a bodyguard, and try to say, yo, here goes $75,000 a year. I was making that doing part-time work with him. You got to be out your mind. I was a state parole officer. Base pay $89,000 with benefits. You got to be out your mind. I work for Elite Investigation, running 3 housing complexes, 3 days out the week. I was bringing on $800 from there a week. All I did had to go was go do time cards and check in, do a couple, run up the elevators a couple of times, go down the stairway. I was all right. People just want to believe what they want to believe.
Yeah.
It's not one of those victims on this court case or any court case is going to ever say, and if they say it, it's going to be a lie. And I'm going to fight it all the way. Because I know it'd be a lie. That ain't my forte. I don't do freak offs, freak ins, freak outs. None of that. I did the freak Nick, but that's a whole nother story back in the day. Bro, listen, he wasn't doing that. See, he had stages in his life that certain people was around him. Puff, you understand? The early 90s, 89 to the early 90s. When Big came around, Puff Daddy. Daddy's house. After Big's death, Diddy. Diddy was around for a while. A little bit before Craig Mack them, Brother Love. After the death of Craig Mack and Black Rock, Love. He had 5 different personalities inside him, 5 different times. He was doing a lot of different things, bro.
That shit's crazy.
When we had him, he wasn't that diabolical, and he didn't show us that. He was doing some crazy shit. You understand? He wasn't listening. He didn't listen about the big shit. He didn't listen about the city college. He did some crazy
The city college shit was crazy.
Bro.
That basketball game shit was crazy.
He wasn't doing that freak off shit around us, man. Not at all. Not around the same game. I don't know if any time that he did it in any of the parties at Hamptons that I was in.
So where do you think this came from? I mean, you being around him at one point, him being a guy from Harlem. I mean, how did they get to this point where he's doing all this freaky stuff? Like, where did he get it from?
Drunk on power, brother. Old boy got drunk on power. Then he got high on his own supply. Be it the Sacock, be it the cocaine, the pills, the mollies. You're talking about a kid that he wasn't doing that when he was younger, brother. You understand? I never saw Puff smoke weed, and other than he took a hit one time he was in D.C. And then that's when he gave up his gold card, and everybody got clothes and shit. Big convinced him to get everybody clothes. Me and D-Rock, it was our birthday. His was the 17th, mine was the 16th. And we got like 5 outfits, 5 different wears. And everybody else got one. And that was because, I guess, Diddy took us shopping there. Well, Puff took us shopping. Because he wasn't Diddy there. But my whole thing about it is that that's the first time I've seen him smoke some weed. He wasn't doing all that shit. And now you see him at the clubs on Instagram or YouTube smoking weed, smoking cigarettes. People talking about he doing pink cocaine, licking frog toads and shit like that, all kinds of shit, bro. It was the drugs, man, that put him out there like that. It was the drugs.
Sad, man. You heard how Trump, he spoke on giving Puffy a pardon? He said about it?
He still would have, if he pardoned Diddy, as far as I know, he would still have to go through the process. I don't think Trump is just going to send the marshals or the Department of Justice, chief them over there to the jail to get Diddy out. And when he had friends that went to jail, remember he had friends that went to jail who worked for him, who did some shit. What did he do? They went through the same process that every person go through and give it a pardon. And that might take a year, that may take 2 years. But he's going to have to go through the process first because I don't think Trump is going to show him any special favors for him not going through the process. So if Trump said that he may pardon him, he might still have to do a year, 9 months, or even longer than that. And I don't believe he is. I think 50 gonna be right there in his ear. And I think 50 is closer to Trump than Diddy is. If that's the president and he want to use his power to pardon Diddy, you understand? As long as he do his due process and go through what he's supposed to go through, I don't have no problem with that. Do I want him out? Nah, I don't give a shit. But I think that he should do the time he's supposed to do. Whatever that might be.
A few hours ago, they announced that, the drug mule, the white boy that got arrested last year, the Diddy drug mule, they said that he about to testify against him.
Man, Brendan Paul, who was one of Diddy's alleged drug trafficking mules. I thought when they caught him that it may have been some government agency or somebody that was feeding him the drugs. So they're going to know about how much drugs, they're going to know how much money that went through his hands to Diddy and from Diddy. Now, when Diddy hears this testimony of this guy, who was a former basketball player, I think he played ball at Syracuse or something like that.
Yeah, he's a college basketball player.
Yeah, Syracuse,
yeah. Yeah, so him being caught at the airport.
Or some shit like that, I don't know.
You understand? With drugs on him, who does that? All of it to me seems like a blatant setup. But he's going to be one of the witnesses for the prosecution. And he can tie up the drugs. He can tie up the drugs, bro. So now, this is what I believe. When he gets on the stand, he's gonna tell what drugs he brought to Diddy. He's gonna tell what drugs he was given, how much money he was given, and when he does that, how did they pay him? Even if somebody, one of the security persons paid him, they still paid the money to the security person out of either the bad boy money or either out of Combs Enterprise or Combs Global. They used his businesses to purchase drugs, bro. When Brendan sit on that stand, it's gonna be the end of it, bro. It's gonna be the end of it. I predict that he probably stand up. Did he tell the government, man, listen, give me my time, bro. Give me something. I don't want to do this. And if they offer him 10 years, because they're going to double what they offered him at first. They were 5 years. They might offer him 10. If they offer him 10, he better take it. Because if he don't, he's going to be in the jail anywhere from 15 to 22 years.
Uh-huh.
And you called it too. You said that last year that they're going to use him to testify against Diddy. What you think about Diddy drug mill taking a plea deal?
What I believe and what I think, he wasn't just a drug mule, he was a plant. He's a CI. That's a confidential informant. He already had a case prior to him getting that case with Diddy now. He probably already had a handler, somebody that he was just trying to work it out. And that's what he did.
Trying to work it out.
They're not going to give you a deal for nothing. Because you got caught with the drugs. Because you say they was for Diddy and them. You got to give us something. Stevie Wonder can see that shit. Man, they ain't taking blind. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Stevie Wonder can see that shit.
Stevie Wonder can see that shit. Ray Charles can see that shit. That's crazy.
But it's all God's will, bro.
Yeah, damn.
It's all God's will.
This dude's
What
funny.
you think they're going to use it for?
They're going to use him for drug trafficking and the transferring of the money coming from either Home Global or Bad Boy Entertainment. Bro, he already had a case. He had a case. Somebody probably got in his ear. Yo, we can get this stuff thrown out. We can get you this, that, and the third. You ain't got to do no jail time. We just want you to go over here and see what they doing at Bad Boy. At Puff. Let him know he get drugs and this, that, and the third, the whole 9 yards. He became a worker. He probably working for Puff and working some kind of CI already. How they know he was going to be at the airport? They had a warrant for, the search of Diddy's home. He not part of Diddy's home. He a friend, he a visitor. How they know they were selling drugs? How they know they stopped him at the airport, he was gonna have drugs on him? Don't take a rocket scientist, bro. I'm gonna get down to it like this, bro. My grandfather once told me back in the day, if a brick hits you, say ouch. And I had to look at that in a way, whereas that, if somebody is not saying anything directly to you, or they're not talking about you, you shouldn't have something to say. But I heard some things and I saw some things that was disturbing to me. That somebody sent me the video, I looked at it, and it was Cam and Mace, and here they go laughing again about the security the night Big lost his life, which was disturbing to me, bro.
Yeah.
And the reason why it was disturbing with me because I was there and I know exactly what happened.
Woo.
Now, the reason I'm speaking on this and you allow me to speak on this on your platform is that because when people hear something about Bad Boy security, especially in the 90s and the early 2000s, it was either Big Gene, Wolf, Paul. They had people that was behind the scenes, but the people out front was Big Gene,
That's him.
Wolf, and Paul. Myself, Wolf, and Paul. So when Mace and Cam are telling these stories of what happened, they are leaving names out. So people are actually saying something or thinking that that might be Big Gene that's hiding behind the van or the Suburban during the time of the shoot, which it wasn't.
What?
That might be Big Gene who's saying, I just want to go home, which it wasn't. That might be Big Gene that had an opportunity to bust his gun, but he didn't. All those things, bro, it's crazy to me that these guys will be continuously always bringing that stuff when, one, they're not telling the truth. Two, they're not naming names. And three, and speaking of Mace, played a big part in the whole situation. So, because Mace want to laugh and lie
Mace?
about the situation,
Who's Mace?
let's get into it, bro. I want to get into this. I want to tell you that Mace had a duty and an obligation to his label mate, the notorious B.I.G., Christopher Latour Wallace. Mace had a duty as a label mate to tell Chris, these dudes want you dead. Prior to the Peterson Museum, Mace and Stevie J went to a celebrity basketball game. They let the dudes, I don't know if it was the dudes from the Dog Pound, it was a dude that was Chris. They let Stevie J and Mace know, we want Puff and we want Big. Mace felt like he was safe, laying down there, throwing up West Coast signs with them. Mace came back from that game. He let me know, and he let Puff know.
Whoa.
That he was good. They wanted Puff and Big dead. He told me, he told Puff. He never mentioned a damn thing to Big. As his label mate, he had an obligation as a fellow New Yorker. He had an obligation to tell Big. And I don't want to hear about no, I don't want to snitch, I don't want to rat, I ain't got nothing to do with that shit. He had an obligation to tell Big, man, these dudes out here want you dead.
Wow.
They told me. Why didn't he? He's sitting around laughing, talking about security. Speaking on something that he was never there. He didn't attend. He said and told a lie. He was in the room with Brandy. He was not in the room with Brandy. Because he said Brandy was calling me, trying to get me to go to the party with her. So, you in the room with her, why is she calling you? She may have came to the room where y'all might have got together after Big got killed, or y'all heard some stuff like that. But during that time to the party, she wasn't in the party with you. She wasn't in the room with you, Mace. And you know that. Now, I'm upset because they know what Lil C said. And they speaking about what Lil C said, but don't know they self. Lil C said when the Muslim guy started shooting that big, they all jumped out the car.
Muslim guy.
Someone ran in the back of the car. I know D-Rock and Paul had ran down the street because one time we got back up there with the car, we did because we had blew the light. Let me start right here. We blew the light. I told Kenny, run the next 3 lights.
I've heard this story.
I said this 1,000 times, getting tired of saying it.
Yeah.
Told him to run the next 3 lights. We blew the light. Big and them stopped at the light. When Big got shot, his driver put the car in park and jumped out. For you people that don't know.
This is Noom GLP-1, and this is Angelia.
I really did not know weight gain was
Some
going
fucked
to be
up
an
shit,
issue
man.
through menopause.
Like-
The Noom program and the
Diddy was a fucking nasty rat, bro. He was a nasty ass rat. I'm gonna get on the Elden Ring for a little bit and play Elden Ring. Anybody that wants to, you guys that are still watching, just come back over. I'm gonna be streaming my game. I'll be streaming Elden Ring, so go ahead and give this video a like. Subscribe to me if you're not subscribed. I appreciate all of you. You're beautiful. You're beautiful people. Kalyani Duda? Hey, Kalyani Duda. Hey. Am I saying your name correctly? Kalyani? No problem. Hey, can you subscribe to the channel and like the video? And I'm about to play Elden Ring, okay? So I'm gonna end this stream and start a brand new stream, okay? Cool with you? You cool with that? I'm gonna start a brand new stream. Are we good? Like, Elden Ring. Early morning Elden Rings. Lee. Morning Elden Rings. Do 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 do. Hello. Okay. Okie dokie, you guys. We're about to get to it. Elden Ring. We're gonna play some Elden Ring. I'm hopping off of here.
I love you. I'll see you on the Elden Ring stream. Bye. See you soon. Love you. Mwah. You're beautiful. Don't forget how beautiful you are.